John Galliano, Donna Karan and Christian Lacroix are just a few of the big names in the fashion industry with whom artist and designer Claudie Jongstra has worked in the past. Her creations of felted wool have been hugely popular since she started working with this natural material some 15 years ago. Her creations have been shown in exhibitions worldwide and are included in the collections of major art museums. Far away from the hectic world of art and fashion, Jongstra lives on a remote farm in the north of the Netherlands. In this short portrait, Jongstra gives us a sneak peek into her creative process while working on a large-scale wall installation for the Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts in New York.
Dit is de entreewand voor het Lincoln Center of Performing Arts in New York. En het is heel ingewikkeld om het op maquette echt te beleven. Dus we hebben de wand helemaal uitgezet. Dus je kunt ook echt ervaren of dat monumentale beeld straks in evenwicht is. Het gebeurt allemaal handmatig. En het is, van begin tot einde is een handproces. En hier zie je dus echt de diversiteit, de schakeringen van de kleuren. Maar ook af en toe stukken ruig of verfijning of transparantie. Dus dat is echt het handschrift. Nou, dit zijn de vachten van het Drentse heideschaap. Heel erg uitgesproken van textuur en van... De vezels zijn heel lang. En de blonde soort hoort echt bij Nederland. We hebben ook een aantal donkere, maar dit is echt typisch Nederlands is dit.
By applying traditional felting techniques and doing extensive research, Jongstra developed a unique way of transforming thick wool into beautifully thin and transparent fabric.
Het is wel mooi om te zien hoe die kleur opgenomen wordt. De kleur waarmee wij verfden kwam natuurlijk voort uit planten, bessen, bolsters. Dus het staat ook heel dicht bij ons. Ik denk dat wij mensen heel ver afstaan van die natuur. En wat wij doen is met die natuurlijke materialen, met die natuurproducten werken. En dat op zo'n eigentijdse manier te doen om mensen weer dat ecologische bewustzijn aan te spreken. Om wat beter voor deze aarde te zorgen. Iedereen ziet meteen dat dit kleuren zijn die anders zijn. Nou ja, dit geel van de wouw, die ook door Rembrandt werd gebruikt bijvoorbeeld. Het is heel erg leuk om in die verhalen te duiken. Nou ja, je herkent het uit 7e-eeuwse schilderijen. En dat is natuurlijk heel bijzonder om dat nu weer terug te brengen. De eerste mensen verfden met deze planten. Die oerkwaliteit, dat is wat gewoon echt recht naar binnen komt. Die eerste blauwdruk, dat weten mensen nog ergens heel ver. Dus als je dit ziet, dan heb je meteen... komt er een soort echo uit long time ago. En dan, oh ja, en dan... Nou, mensen vinden het verrukkelijk om het te weten. Laat iedereen het zien, laat iedereen het horen of weten en voelen, ervaren.
That's ridiculous! Yeah, it's pretty good with the ladies. Although, we don't have much spare cash for dating, though. I mean, this place is pretty expensive.
Oh, baby, can you get this? The bill. Can you...
Everything's alright, guys? Good? Tutto a posto?
Sì, benissimo, grazie.
Benissimo.
Buonissimo.
Tutto a posto, qualcos'altro? Caffè, dolce, amara? Niente?
No, il conto.
Il conto, arriva subito.
Grazie.
Così? Non parla italiano, non posso stare
Ok, sì.
Arriva subito.
Grazie. It's getting
I didn't clue what he was saying. He's nice though.
Yeah.
Voilà. In Italia i gentleman pagano sempre per donne. Know what I mean?
Posto.
Yeah. Il tuo ragazzo.
Sì, ragazzi.
Ok, $180.
Ok.
Andata bene stasera, eh?
Va bene.
È a posto così?
Sì, sì. ne
Passo
parliamo.
più tardi?
Sì,
magari?
sì, grazie.
Ok.
Grazie.
About that, can you get this one?
Ryan and Ben have pictures of life-size transformer that they built from scratch using cardboard boxes and empty food jars. And they put it in their apartment lift with a sign around its neck saying, "I'm lonely. Will you be my human friend?" How would I describe Ben? Well, even though he's incredibly childish, he's actually a really sweet kid. I mean, under all that bravado, there is a really sweet kid.
I mean, I suppose, well, Ryan really gave up everything in England to come over here and follow his dream. You know, he left his family and his friends and even his blind little dog. Yeah, I don't know another guy that would do that.
Yeah, I mean, at first we thought that he was just unsociable or having problems finding, you know, a place in society but yeah, I mean, at the time we had no idea that the dog was deaf, but yeah, I think we're pretty certain now. Yeah, so you know, it's never held him back in life, which is good.
Miss you. I love you, Mum. Bye.
I don't think you should show that.
Sometimes it just feels like I'm dating a child. You know, if Ryan does one more thing, just one more childish thing, then we're done. If your card being declined again.
Try it again.
So Sir.
Just try it again.
Sir.
Just try it again. Just
Sir.
try it again.
I've tried it. It doesn't work.
Try it again.
Sir.
Just try it again.
Sir.
Just try it again.
Sir.
Try it again.
Sir.
Try it again.
Sir.
Try it again.
Sir.
Try it again.
I've tried it 3 times.
Okay. Try this one. Thanks.
Yeah, Ryan is pretty nice. But we went on a date and he kept calling my family as your people.
What do you think, Ben? Someday?
Someday, brother.
Someday.
Deze job heb ik nu voor 2 jaar ongeveer. Ja. En ik vind het leuk. Goede job, goede company. We hebben een hoop flexibility met dit werk. En ja, ik amuseer me echt mee. Ik heb zo'n deur geïnstalleerd in het dak, in de dakpannen. En die possum gaat dan eruit. We hebben een beetje appel onder de deur en de possum gaat eruit. En dan de volgende keer als we terugkomen zetten we appel aan de inside met een beetje tape aan de door. En dan kunnen we zien of die tape gebroken is. Is die appel nog daar, als de tape is daar, dan is die possum al weg. We vangen ze niet, we laten ze alleen uit door die deur. Door die deur kunnen ze uit en dan moeten ze maar leven in de neighborhood. We kunnen ze niet verplaatsen, dat kunnen we niet doen. Dat mag bij de law niet. Ja, op het dak en soms onder de eaves. Het ligt eraan wat voor soort gebouw het is. Mijn ouders kwamen hier naartoe met onze hele familie in 1968. Dus dat is een lange tijd geleden.
Ja.
En toen ben ik teruggegaan naar Holland, 1972 tot 1973. En toen kwamen we weer terug naar Australië. Dus een beetje complicated. Mijn moeder dacht dat hij niet zo'n goede job had. En zo ben ik naar Holland teruggegaan en heb ik naar een school gegaan om automonteur te leren. En dat werd helemaal betaald van het gouvernement, dus het was heel excellent. Ja, het was fantastisch. Zo, toen ik uit Australië terugkwam, was ik een automonteur.
En ik hoor een zuidelijk accent.
Ja, van Maastricht.
Oh, Maastricht. Ah. Dus heb je ook Maastrichts thuis gesproken?
Nee.
Nou, niet?
Nee.
Ah, oké.
Mijn moeder is van Amsterdam.
Oh, oké. Oh, je moet wel slank zijn om erin te komen.
Where you put your knees. Haven't fallen through any ceilings yet.
Oké.
So I'm doing okay. I'm just checking out whatever I can as far as rat activity. So pretty sure that the possum is gone now. There's just rats. And
Rats?
I can start baiting for the rats.
Have I got rats there?
Yeah, I certainly have.
Are they dead or alive?
Well, they're certainly alive.
What?
Yeah.
No kidding. Oh my
Well,
god.
they exist in most houses. So I'll be coming down now. Yeah, they're very tricky creatures. The ring-tailed possum is the sneakiest of all because they can get through gaps 2 fingers by 2 fingers wide. And although they're very timid, they can easily be chased out if you walk on the roof. Whereas a brush tail is you'll just sit there in defiance. And they can be very, very brutal in the way they get back into a property. If you're not sealing it off properly, they can chew through lead, they can eat their way through timber boards. It's unbelievable, the strength that they have. So it's the work is very interesting and very challenging, and sometimes you're scratching your head thinking about the job that you've done, and you sort of can't sleep over it because you've had difficulty with a certain job. And you've been there 5, 6 visits and the possums are still getting in, and you sometimes think, what have I started here? Sometimes a house can be very challenging, especially older houses with lots of problems, lots of issues, and you've taken on the job, so you've got to see it through. So that's where you can sometimes come unstuck, but for the most, 95% of the jobs are straightforward.
Hoeveel possummannen zijn
There's 7 of us in Melbourne. And I believe there's 1 or 2 in Adelaide. And there doesn't seem to be a possum problem in Sydney or anywhere else. It is a hotspot for possums. And the biggest hotspot, you could sort of draw a line from Brighton to Eltham down to Port Melbourne. In that area, there's a huge infestation. And it's also quite green, lots of harbourage, lots of trees, lots of old houses and lots of possum problems.
Yeah.
And so we do most of our work in that sort of triangle. Well, you hear some funny stories. One lady woke up with a possum next to her on her bed. So she got almighty fright. So you hear these funny stories, There's a possum running through the house, covered in charcoal because it fell down the chimney and couldn't find its way out. And so we had to go and corner them in the bedroom somewhere and get it out and manually grab it by the tail and then just get it off the property.
Oh, wow.
And
what are the habits
oh
of
yeah,
possums?
oh yeah, they're very determined. Yeah, once they've been in the house for a while, there's all hell to pay because once you lock them out, they just go crazy, trying to get back in. And if there's a weak spot, they'll find it, and that's our job, to make sure there's no weak spots in the building. And that's why we have many visits, follow-up visits to make sure, because you're only human. You can think you've got it all covered, but then you go on the second visit and you know you've covered, and you check up the work you've done, and then you might discover another area where they might be getting in, so you block that up as well. So on the follow-up visits we make sure that we cover every corner of the house from the floor up, every part of it.
What do you feel about it?
Well, it's a job. I've got to do it, and sometimes I feel I'm kicking the poor thing out of its home, but yeah, there's quite frankly there's a lot of possums, and because they're protected, and there's just too many of them, and that's what we're finding in Melbourne now. There's just an overpopulation of them, and since the drought was broken too, there's lots more food, lots more foliage to eat. And they were really a problem when there was a really long dry spell for many years. The possums would get into, well, I've got a balcony full of succulents, for example, and the possums get there and eat them, and it was a real problem. And they attacked all the European type trees because they love the new shoots and buds. And that's why a lot of people get aggravated. They've got European trees, and the possums see that as a delicacy. As soon as a little bud comes on there, they're straight into it, and they just ravage the tree. And there's just too many. So it's keeping us in business.
Ik ben dit keer uitgenodigd door de Belgische vereniging om te komen filmen. Zij helpen mee met de organisaties van het chocoladefestival. We vragen ons af welke rol speelt chocola in de Belgische cultuur en in andere culturen. En hoe is de situatie van de vrouw waar chocola vandaan komt. En waarom zijn er zoveel mensen vandaag?
It's chocolate festival and everyone loves chocolate, and Yeah, that's what I'm here.
What is the most popular chocolate letter given as a Christmas gift in Flemish Belgium region?
Chocola is belangrijk omdat het eigenlijk onze traditie uitmaakt. Om festiviteiten, om holidays enzovoort te combineren met een soort van sweet product. Dus met chocolade. We hebben chocolademannetjes voor Sinterklaas, Zwarte Pietjes. En dan we hebben bijna elke week gaan we wel ergens een keer wat chocolade gaan halen. Willen we iemand opbeuren? We kopen een bloemetje, maar daar gaat ook chocolade bij te pas. Valentijn gaat niet zonder chocolade in hartvorm of pralinetjes. Dus bij wijze van spreken, gedurende het jaar, de festiviteiten die we hebben gedurende het jaar, gaan wij combineren en laten we relateren met chocolade. Wel, wij zijn eigenlijk hier omdat we uitgenodigd geworden geweest zijn door het Immigratiemuseum. Om eigenlijk niet het te organiseren, maar eigenlijk om het festival te gaan vormgeven. Samen met de Mexicaanse en de Portugese community staan wij hier om niet alleen onze stand te promoten, om onze club te promoten eigenlijk niet, maar meer om onze producten waar wij eigenlijk achter staan om chocolade, ergens in onze onze dagdagelijkse toepassingen, zoals wafels met warme chocoladesaus, zoals fruit met chocolade, chocoladefontein, wat een beetje de versie is van chocoladefondue. En dan heb je uiteraard ook de savory met onze chocolade meatballs. Meatballs met chocolade tomatensaus gaan we gaan presenteren. Dus eigenlijk hier staan wij voor onze food. Om onze food aan te prijzen en om uiteindelijk aan te tonen aan de mensen, aan andere communiteiten, dat wij een rijke traditie hebben aan chocolade.
And we know that women workers are actually at the heart of the cocoa industry. However, women workers often get paid less than men, if they get paid at all. And they often don't own the land that they work on as well. A friend of mine was doing some research and she was chatting to a woman named Agnes, who was a 37-year-old cocoa worker. And she said that she transports water from the cocoa trees mixed with pesticides every day, and then she removes the beans from their pods during harvest time. She then carries them to where they'll sit to ferment for a while and helps with the drying process as well. For her efforts every day, she'll earn just $3 a day. Male labourers, on the other hand, are earning about $4.50, so it's not much, but it's considerably more. When you throw in the fact that women in these communities are doing the bulk of the care work and the domestic work, it's an unfair burden on these women.
Chocolate is really important for Mexicans because chocolate was found in Mexico, and most of our dishes and salsas are based on chocolate. We create not only sweets, we have many savory dishes with chocolate, like this mole that we're promoting, that is one of the most famous traditional Mexican salsas based with chocolate. So if you're a Mexican, you cannot have chocolate. Most of our dishes are based on chocolate, and we have different kind of chocolates, different kind of grains. We have lots of indigenous process for chocolate, and yeah, chocolate is really important.
You get the flavor of the tequila.